Mona Lisa before? Okay, great. For those of you who haven't, well, it's right there. And I want to be on a more serious note, though, because today I hope to install the beauty in seeing historical art and other artifacts like that in person, and the experience you get of experiencing all of the atmospheric stimuli. And so I'm using Mona Lisa as a platform because many of you have seen it, but not the real form in France. And so I think it's a great way to actually know what I'm talking about, but yet not have that experience of seeing it inside the Louvre, which is a museum there in Paris. And so, once more, I encourage you to grab on the idea of historical artifacts, of seeing them in person is a beautiful experience that just can't be done justice by other platforms like the internet or YouTube videos or even Instagram. And so with my first point, I want to share with you my experience of seeing the Mona Lisa. So like many of you, I've seen it before, hundreds of times. I've seen it on the internet, I've seen it on Google Images, and of course social media and even album covers. Except, so everybody knows what you're getting into. Everyone's in the Louvre and you know what you're going to see. There's no surprise. Except as you're sitting there bumping shoulder to shoulder with hundreds of people in this massive great room, you slowly start to get further and further in. You have to peer over every shoulder and head. It's like tall grass almost. And so you peer over and you catch the frame, the corner. You get a little closer, have to be a little rude, and you get a little more to the front, and there it is, more of the frame, and you slowly start to see top down, and then before you know it, you're in the front. And there it is, Mona Lisa, the real one. Not one like this, not one on Google Images, or your best friend's Instagram posts, the real one. And what you do is, you look at it, and you're surrounded by a bunch of people doing the exact same thing you are, and you see 500 years worth of history installed in one object. And it encapsulates all of you, because what you see is a picture, yes, it's right there, you knew exactly what it was going to look like, but you know that that one object has gone through 500 years of history. And so, with my experience, that brings me to my next point. My final point is the wholeness that you get from seeing something like that. Mona Lisa applies to more than this art, and so that's what I really want to install with you guys today. So I'm making this point because to somebody seeing the Mona Lisa in person, well, it's just as good as seeing it on Google Images. And that's great, and that's how you are, and that's your opinion. And so I'm using that as the platform. And so I encourage you that even if you're not into art, but sporting events, live music concerts, or political debates, that you go and you experience that in person, and you experience the stimuli that makes up the atmosphere, because it's not replicated over other platforms as you might think. So I hope that I was able to influence you through the Mona Lisa to go and explore things that interest you, and seeing them in person and taking that atmosphere and that stimuli. Thank you.